Welcome to Taste Reviews Drink Edition. I'm your host, Derek Silver, and this is episode 20. Thank you for joining me again for another episode, another tasting. Of course, we have a new one for you today, and I'm excited. When am I not excited for a tasting? So, this one right here is called Bibb and Tucker Small Batch Bourbon Whiskey. It's aged 6 years, 92 proof, 46% alcohol volume, and this one is part of their batch number 31 and it's bottle number 6,688. So this bottle right here has been on my radar, it's been on my list, and I decided to try it today. Now, I like the bottle. It's giving that old school prohibition style type of bottle. It has nice details to it. You can see the color, the darkness of the bottle kind of protects the whiskey, similar to how they do wine bottles. They normally try to give like the red wines, darker tinted bottles, so that it can keep the wine preserved. So same way with this whiskey bottle. Love the details on it. Love the label on it. The nice details to the label, the colors. Got a nice little bronze color to the label. And overall, it's a good bottle. I like it. It's something different, even though it's from the old school, but it's something different than you normally see for a lot of the whiskeys or bourbon whiskeys. Now, going to the website, Bibb and Tucker, bourbon.com, which will be in the description. Now, this one, like I said, is aged 6 years. So they call this one the Classic 6, like the turn of the century that inspired it. Boldness and refinement come together to create a small batch bourbon that's meant to be raised in celebration. Aged for a minimum of 6 years in new American white oak barrels to produce unparalleled smoothness. This harmony makes it easy to enjoy from the front of the mouth to the back. Worthy of any occasion, you pick the moment, and this award winning 6-year old small batch bourbon will make it. Now, I did not know that this particular bourbon whiskey was an award winning bourbon whiskey. I found that out after I purchased it and did my research on the website. So, just some of the awards that this particular bourbon whiskey has won on their website. They, tell you about some of the awards, as well as um, they let you know about their other uh, whiskeys that they offer. Now, this one is considered their lowest level whiskey, and it's aged at 6 years. So that's good for their lowest one to be aged at 6 years. So they have a double charred um, bourbon whiskey. They also have a Tennessee 10, and that one was aged for 10 years, and they have a 12-year-old single barrel. So like I said on, I think, the last episode, that's why I love bourbons and whiskeys, because each brand, they have a multitude of different selections of their whiskey. So you get different flavor profiles on all their whiskeys. So this 6-year one tastes different than the 10-year one, or the double charred, or the 12-year one, and vice versa. So that's the beauty of whiskeys, and that's why I love exploring them and bringing these tastings to you. Now, some of the awards. 2019 Tasting Sis Competition, they won the gold medal. 2023 Ascot Awards, they won the platinum medal. 2019 Ultimate Spirits Challenge, they got 94 points, and they won a gold medal in another competition. And there's other ones on their website. It's too many to go through, but that's just, just a few of them. So now to the tasting profile. This one, It says aged for a minimum of 6 years in the barrel. This bourbon leaves with a scent of vanilla and sweet hay, accented by sandalwood and mace. So, just in my little short research, mace is a spice. It's similar to nutmeg. So, that's for the aroma. Now, to the taste, it enters the palate smoothly, and the bourbon is nicely balanced with a hint of pecan pie sweetness. It's been a minute since I had pecan pie. Finish. It fulfills the promise of its nose before evolving into a warm, rich, spicy sensation and leaves the drinker with a complex yet balanced and long lasting signature chestnut finish. And one of the other things that they've highlighted for their tasting profile are these three things: vanilla, pecan pie, and chestnut. So, now to your favorite part. My favorite part, of course, when do I don't like a tasting? So let's pop this open. I love how they got the old style cork in it, bringing it back, like I said, to them prohibition days. Love that sound. So, the aroma. I'm definitely smelling vanilla. I can see why they say sweet hay, because if you ever smelled hay, it does have a sweet aroma to it. I definitely smell a sweet, nutty scent to it. Smells real good. Smells really good. Now let's go ahead and taste. I forgot my pour, so might be a little extra pour here. All right, that's enough. So we got the nose and glass. It got a beautiful color to it and a golden color to it. Uh, it's really thin, not too oily. It's been a while since I've come across a real oily uh, whiskey or bourbon. It's real thin though. It has a, yeah. This one is kind of oily. Now that I'm looking at it, now that I'm taking the light away from the glass or the glass away from the light, I'm seeing more of the oil sitting on the glass. Yeah, so it is oily. Now let me taste it. Hold on, let me smell it first. Let me smell it again in the nose and glass. Smells real good. Got that vanilla scent to it, the sweetness. It has a very sweet smell to it. I don't smell too much of a spice. I smell a, a nutty, excuse me, scent to it. I'm burping already. I ain't even tasted yet. So hopefully that's a good sign. Burp number two burps before I started tasting it. So I think that's a good sign right there. Let me go ahead and taste. I taste the vanilla. It definitely has a sweet, nutty flavor to it. It's very rich. And as they say in their tasting profile, it definitely they say it's a warm finish to it. It's a warm, rich finish to it. The word that keeps coming to my mind that's probably synonymous to warm is inviting. Like once I tasted, I was like, I was like, So yeah, this it definitely has a warm feeling to it. Is rich, it's creamy, it's definitely smooth, neat. Um, yeah, so it's very good for inexperienced bourbon drinkers, whiskey drinkers. Yeah, that's good. It's very smooth. It's very rich. It's very creamy. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. I didn't taste too much of a spice on the finish. The finish is real short. So, that's another good thing for an inexperienced drinker, bourbon, whiskey drinker, bourbon drinker. So let's move on to the glass with a splash of water. I also uh, can't stand when I don't have my pour because then I get a little spillage on out the bottle. I don't like wasting no whiskey. Just like when I work out, I don't like wasting no damn protein powder. Like I don't like wasting no damn whiskey. So look at that. I wasted some whiskey right there. I ain't even gonna lick my finger on camera like that. I think that's gonna be too much. So splash of water. Let me stir this around. I'm still getting the vanilla scent. The vanilla is very comes out very strong with the splash of water. I smell a little spice now with the splash of water. Definitely still getting that vanilla, that sweetness smell, that aroma from it. With the splash of water, I'm getting more of the spice. It's not harsh. It's not strong. Um, the finish is still short. I'm still getting more of that vanilla, more of that sweetness, more of that rich flavor, more of that creamy flavor, more of that inviting flavor. It it is really smooth. This whiskey is really smooth. Um, and that's why I say you got to make sure when you try out whiskey, you have to let it sit on your tongue for a little while. Move your tongue around in your mouth, let it hit the sides of your mouth so it can hit all of the senses up in there. I ain't know no other way how to describe it. So yeah, with the splash of water, it's still very smooth, still very rich, creamy, inviting, just a hint of spice to it. And I guess that's coming from the mace. And but it's not overpowering, it's not overwhelming. The finish is still short. Like you can get in trouble with this bourbon whiskey. Um, because you can just it's not too harsh, it's really smooth, and you can just keep drinking it and it will creep up on you. I can see, somebody that is not a regular of drinking bourbons or whiskeys and stuff, or just alcohol in general, and they taste this and it will creep up on you. That's how smooth the flavor profile is. Um, so I can see why it has won the awards that it has. It is very inviting whiskey. So let's move on to the glass on the rocks with the ice. That's another sound I love. Pour that up. See, that's why I need to pour. Just put too much in there. Look at this, too much. All right, let me let that stir around a little bit, get it cold. On the rocks, I'm still getting that vanilla smell, that sweetness. It smells real good. This is probably one of the best smelling whiskeys that I've had. This one smells really good. Like they can make a candle out of this. Like I've gone to certain distilleries and they've made candle scents out of their whiskey smells, and this one would be a great whiskey smell. It smells really good. All right, let me go ahead and taste this. So on the rocks, I'm getting more of a rich and creamy flavor. Definitely tasting that vanilla. I'm definitely tasting that nutty sweetness. It's almost like this how I want to describe it. Like this, it's like it's bringing you in like that. That's how that sweetness is bringing you in. Like this is a very good whiskey for my flavor profile. That's why I always suggest, and that's why I do the show this way, three whiskey, three ways. Because everybody's palate is different, everybody's flavor profile is different, and it's all about what you into, what you like, a taste to consider, just like the network is called. So on the rocks is definitely creamy, it's richer. You taste that vanilla, you taste that nutty. It's not overly a nutty taste. It's like a creamy nutty taste, sweetness to it. That's definitely good. Now, this whiskey right here, this bourbon whiskey, Bibb and Tucker, small batch bourbon whiskey. I can see why it has won multiple awards. Um, this one right here is for everybody. It's for the inexperienced drinkers, for the experienced drinkers. It it just adds it adds a lot. Like I'm surprised, when I was looking at it in the store, I was like, I don't think this is gonna be good right here. But I'm definitely shocked. And like I said, when I went on the website, I saw that it won multiple awards. It's an award-winning bourbon whiskey. I'm glad that I picked it up. I'm glad that it was on my radar. This one right here is for inexperienced drinkers as well as experienced drinkers. It's a good bourbon whiskey to introduce to somebody who's never had it before. It, it is very inviting. It's very smooth. It has a sweetness to it. It's not overly sweet. It's just enough sweetness to um, have a good calming effect on your palate. This one right here, out of five tastes, out of five tastes, I give this one a solid 4.5 out of five tastes. Bibb and Tucker bourbon whiskeys. Now it's making me want to try the other um, selections that they have. Like this one is a very good one. Like um, burp number one, burp number burp number two and three. Yeah, burp number four. Burp number five. It's catching me on the back end, so that's a good sign. Hold up. Now that I remember, I had some burps before. Yeah, so I had two burps before I even tasted. So adding five, that's seven burps. Seven burps for Bibb and Tucker small batch bourbon whiskey. So this one right here, I would definitely like introduce this one to in a new bourbon whiskey drinker or whiskey drinker. Like this one is definitely a good one. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's rich, it's sweet, it's inviting. It's not the finish of it is not long, it's not spicy. This one is definitely a good one. I'm tempted to give this one a five. I'm conflicted right now. I try my best not to be so caught up in the moment that I give these certain whiskeys a five, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a five taste out of five. I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5 taste. 5 out of 5 taste. This one is definitely one that I recommend. I stamp it. Bibb and Tucker bourbon whiskey. This one is a good one. So make sure you check this one out. I bought this one in the stores. This was the 6-year age one. So I'm pretty sure the 10-year and the 12-year and the double chart one I'm going to have to order. So I will be piggybacking off of some of the old whiskeys and some of the older episodes and buying some of their more aged brands so I can review those as well. So I'll probably be doing episodes up into the thousands messing with this. But yeah, make sure you check this one out. If you try it, let me know. Make sure you subscribe to the page. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you like, share, comment, all that good stuff. I appreciate all the people who have been checking the videos out, who have been liking them, sharing them. I appreciate you. This has been another episode of Taste Reviews Drink Edition. Of course, I'm your host, Dirk Silver, and I thank you. And make sure you drink responsibly. Drink responsibly. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish this glass off. I'm in a house, so I'm good. Drink responsibly.